back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, I actually want to do my favorite book covers. I think I did this about maybe 2 years ago where I highlighted some of my favorites, and of course within those 2 years I have bought so many books, as y'all know, and I have so many covers that I just absolutely adore and love, and I want to share some with you. I have a range of some YA, some, contemporary, all of it. So let's just get started. Okay. First is actually an African author, and she's a romance author. Her name is Jane, is it Ario? And her covers are bomb. This was her first book, Ties That Tether, and I really love it. She was an author where when I first read this, it was like, oh, automatic buy. But then when I read the second book, I was like, But this one felt like a YA, The Sweetest Remedy. This one was a little bit more grown vibes, okay? Quick backstory, this one, it was a young girl. She lives in Canada, and her father dies, and her father dies when she's a teenager, and she promises her father, like on his deathbed, that she's gonna marry a Nigerian man. Well, years later, she ends up having like a little one-night stand with a man that is Hispanic, and yeah, you see how it goes. And then when this one, you have a young biracial girl. Her mother is white, her dad is Nigerian, and her dad comes from wealth, and she's estranged from him. He dies, and she goes to Nigeria for his funeral. His other family knows nothing about her, doesn't know that, he had a daughter, and then the fact that she's half white, it just brings so many questions and concerns, and you see her navigate, her relationship with her new family, her brothers and sisters and her stepmom. And then her love interest is a man that worked for her father. So, but again, this one felt like a little YA, but yeah. But the covers, look at these covers. So pretty. These covers like just make you want to display them in your library. Next are very simplistic covers, but I just like them because they're simplistic. It's the Ashley Antoinette Ethics series. And I mean, these are just, I just love the way they look. Like I said, they're very simplistic. Just love it. Like this blue and gold is just so pretty. I still have to get the two. I still have to get the first two. They're so simplistic, but I just love the way they look on the shelves. Y'all know how I feel about this series. I put like all my books on the like back burner when I started reading this series. Oh my goodness. Like, oh my goodness. I need to revisit this series. I keep on saying that. That's how good it was. I mean, y'all know urban fiction. Ashley Antoinette, she can write urban fiction. She does hold on to the story a very long time, and it's like, are you serious, girl? And then with her books, especially with this series, it was a cliffhanger every book, and you wanted to know what was going to happen. I'm so glad I read this after the fact, like after the series was done, because she had a thing where when she was still writing them, like I said, cliffhanger, and then she would take like months, sometimes like a year or two, to come out with the book, and that would just be torture for me. So I read this series when it was already done. These next three are YA covers, which, girl, YA and children's books, their covers are so bomb. I don't remember those covers being like that when I was a kid. They're so vibrant where sometimes you don't even want to read the book, you just want to get it because of the cover. I have been notorious for that, but I've gauged how I buy my books now, because I got so many. I can't just buy books just to buy them. So the first one is The Black Kids. I have not read this, by Christina Hammonds Reed. This, I know, is set in 1992. It's focusing on the LA riots. You remember back in like 92, and who was that, Rodney King got beat. And I really do want to dive in this because I was born in the 90s. I was born in 91, and I don't know a lot about the LA riots, so I want to see it from a young person's perspective. I know the main character, she's a senior in high school, and just to see how they felt during that time, I would really like to know. And then this cover is just so bomb. Like, look at the sunglasses. It like glows. And then a pretty black girl is just so pretty in the black and pink. This book is new. The publisher sent me this, and this came out last year. I don't see a lot of people talking about this. It's called Forgive Me Not by Jennifer Baker. You have a young 15-year-old girl. She deals with alcoholism. She has a problem, and she gets in a car and with her little sister, and her little sister dies. She drinking and driving, and so she's now in a juvenile like center, and her parents had the option of like making her go through a program and coming home, or sending her to a like juvenile delinquent center, and they're like, no, you need to, you know, sit and realize what you did. And that's what, you know, is going on right now. It's very, very deep. It was hard because you felt sorry for the main character. Her name was Viola, but it was like, girl, first of all, you had no business drinking and driving, and then you go put your little sister in harm's way, and not only in harm's way, the baby died. So you got to deal with that, and your family dealing with that. It just was a lot. But my thing is too, them parents, what was you doing? Y'all didn't see a change in y'all daughter? Like, come on now. So you just got so many perspectives where you felt sorry for her, you felt sorry for the parents, but then you like, okay, we got to take responsibility on both parties. Very, very good. I really did enjoy this book. Like I said, not a lot of people was talking about this book, and I've never read a book from a YA's perspective where you have a young girl that was the cause of her little sister's death, and then also a young 15-year-old girl that's dealing with alcoholism. And then the last YA book is Barcliff Prep by Brianna, is it Pippins? Now I know there's going to be a sequel to this. I got this from Walmart because the cover, this is a prime example. The cover just intrigued me, and I'm like, I'm going to just get it anyway. And side note, Walmart, they have really good Black authors and then urban fiction authors. If y'all looking for urban fiction book, y'all need to go to Walmart. It's cheap, and they have books that no one really talks about, and you go get what you need. But I got this from Walmart, and I know this is dealing with a 14-year-old girl. She is a freshman at a prep school, and her sister goes there, and her sister got a little trifling boyfriend, and I think he does something, and the sister knows about it, but she doesn't want to divulge it to her older sister. And I believe her older sister is really popular and things like that. So yeah, it's some secrets. Y'all know how much I love that. But I do want to read this because, like I said, this year there is a sequel to this book, and I know I'm just gonna, first of all, I'm gonna buy it, obviously. I do want to know what Logan, I believe that's his name, what Logan did. Yeah, because girl, yeah. Next is Black Girl in Paris. I got this from a library, so I have not read this. I know it's about a Black writer that wants to go to Europe to like embody and emulate all of the Black authors like Baldwin and Richard Wright. You know, a lot of times they went in Hughes. They went to Europe because they went to Europe to escape, you know, segregation and racism, and they got a lot of inspiration, especially Baldwin. He like didn't want to even come back. I know that's the gist of this story, but this cover, it's like I need to display this. I'm gonna display it up here. Like, look at this. Oh, so pretty. Next is a new buy. It's also African author. It is Rootless by Crystal Zara Apaha. Oh girl, I'm butchering that name, but this is the name. This cover. I was in the middle of reading this, and then I stopped reading it because I was reading something else, but I do want to get back to this. This cover is just unbelievable. This cover needs to be displayed. Like, look at this. Look at the nails. And that orange. So pretty. Next, this is actually not a Black author. It is these graphic novels. There's Saga. Y'all know how much I love Saga. Saga was the first graphic novel that I ever picked up, and I read this when I was like late 20s. I recently read the volume 10 because there was a 3-year hiatus. This is an adult comic. They got graphics of graphic things, okay, but it's so good. I have to get the number 11. I know number 11 came out last year, so I'm like holding out because I don't know how long he go take, okay. And these, just like Ethics, cliffhangers. The last one that I read in December, I read it on Christmas Eve, was a cliffhanger. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I would say my favorite, I do like this one, volume 1. This one's so pretty because it's pink, and y'all know pink is my favorite color. And it's my favorite. Oh, it's my favorite. Look at Marco. That's the daddy. And while I started reading these, I wanted to look up some Black comics, which we do have some. It's limited, but we do have some. And I came across this one, and this is another one where I love the cover. It is Abbot. This is set in the 1970s in Detroit, 1972. You have a woman, Abbot. She is a detective, and she's trying to take down like some drug dealers and like some crime in Detroit. To do some research, but I think there is a second book of this. I don't know, but the graphics are so pretty, you guys. Like, look. And I love this because it's in color. One thing that I do not like when graphic novels are black and white. That's why I have a problem with this. Is about John Lewis. Pretty, right? But look, no. This needs to be in color. I was so disappointed in this that I didn't even finish the volumes. I just was like, are you serious? Because I mean, it's so pretty. Look at this. And the illustrations are bomb, y'all. But they need to do this in color. I don't know what this is about. Do this in color. So pretty. And the fact this is set in the 1970s and it's a Black woman, I love it. I mean, look at this. I got this from a library sale because I had a hard time trying to get it in like stores like a Barnes and Noble that wasn't in there. And I do need to check Amazon, but yeah, love it. Yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to covers. Like I said, I used to be a person that would just buy the covers just to buy them. I have gotten so much better because, again, I just don't want to have books just to have them. But sometimes I just cannot help it, okay? And a lot of times, too, I've learned never to judge a book by its cover. Because y'all know, with Black literature, our covers sometimes be horrible, okay? Especially, like, during like the 70s, 60s, 50s, them covers is horrible. And you know, they don't reissue our works. It has to be like a popular book that they're gonna like reissue, continue to, like Color Purple. They're gonna reissue Color Purple. All of Toni Morrison's books are gonna reissue. But a lot of the books by Black authors that are not really well known, they don't reissue them, and then you're looking at the cover and you're like, what is this book about? I'm not reading it. A lot of times you can really miss out because I have a lot of books by Black authors there where the covers is whack, but the story is amazing, okay? So don't judge a book by its cover, okay? Don't judge a book by its cover because you never know. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you, and I'll be back with more Black books.